Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a good old-fashioned makeup tutorial. I really wanted to show you guys how I do my current go-to and favorite event makeup look. When I go to events, I do like to sort of shift from my very natural light coverage makeup to something a little bit more full coverage, a little bit more glam, but I do it the Jamie way. I show you how to still keep your makeup looking wearable and not overdone, but still, you know, get in that coverage because sometimes it's necessary. A portion of today's video is also in partnership with Hourglass, which is always so exciting. I love working with Hourglass. You guys know how much I love their products, so working with them is always just sort of surreal. If you do end up recreating this look, you know you have to send me a picture. Like, you have no choice. It would be actually sort of rude if you didn't. And when you do send it to me on Instagram, I often will repost it on my stories because I'm always just like so proud of you guys. So definitely send me photos if you recreate this look. I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to let me know all of your thoughts down below. As per usual, of course, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you want to join the fam. So without further ado, let's get into the makeup look. I'm warning you guys right now, my base routine is pretty excessive for when I want a little bit more of like a full coverage look. I put in a lot of steps because I really feel like each step really makes the biggest difference in the end. So I'll explain them as I go, but I just wanted to put that little disclaimer out there before I got started. Okay, let's begin. Okay, so first things first, I'm just gonna hydrate my skin really quickly with a little bit of the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Hyaluronic Hydrating Primer. I'm gonna take about that much and just massage that all over my face. This is a really nice, very simple moisturizer. It has a very similar like smoothing feeling to like the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. So if you're looking for something like the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base that's a little bit less expensive, actually quite a bit less expensive, I would check out this one because it gives a very similar effect to the skin. So I'm going to be going in with, yes, a second primer. This is the Cover FX Dewy Skin Primer. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's just a very dewy product. You put this on underneath the foundation and it's really good to give your skin that like reflective glow. So I actually don't really like to apply this product everywhere because I feel like it can be a little bit too intense, but I do like to apply it in my drier areas and the areas where I want a little bit more of that dew. So that's really just like in my cheekbone area, cheeks and cheekbones. Put a little bit on my chin. I don't really put any on my nose, and I also put just a little bit right above my brow. The last prepping and priming product that I'm going to be putting on my face is this Lila B Aglow Face Mist. This is just a face spray that again makes your skin look really nice and dewy. So as you can see, that is definitely the look that I'm going for today. And I've just been really enjoying applying this before my foundation. I just feel like it gives a really pretty effect. So I'm just going to put a few spritzes of this all over my face. So for the foundation today, I'm going to be using the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Liquid Foundation. Now this is a very full coverage foundation. A half a pump could easily cover up your whole entire face. On its own, this is still a very natural looking foundation, especially considering this is so full coverage. But because I did all that prep, it's going to make my skin look even more natural looking, but still keeping that coverage on my face. So if you're somebody with dry skin and you're sort of scared to venture into like the super full coverage foundations because you just don't want it to look super dry and cakey on your face, first of all, this is not really a foundation that's going to make you look super dry or cakey anyways. You just got to make sure you use a very small amount. Make sure that you do a lot of prep on your skin beforehand and you're going to be good to go. So today I'm taking the shade Ivory and I'm putting literally half a pump. That's going to be able to cover my whole entire face. And I'm just going to first dot this all over my face. And then I'm gonna go in with a foundation brush. This is my It Cosmetics Love is the foundation brush. And I'm going to start to dab it into my skin. I actually way more prefer using this foundation with a brush than with a beauty blender. I just feel like with a brush, it gives it a very like flawless finish. So I'm not dragging the foundation around. I'm really just like patting it into my skin. And I find that just keeps the coverage there and it just gives it the most flawless look. Color is a little bit too dark for me right now. I thought I was a little bit more tan than I actually am, so I'm gonna make sure to go around my ears with this and also bring it down my neck. So now I'm gonna just go ahead and conceal. I sort of just wanna like finish off the face before moving on to the eyes. So I'm gonna go into my Cover FX Power Play Concealer. I have been obsessed with this stuff lately. I've been really liking it for events and more full coverage looks, but I've also been really liking it for every day. I just love the coverage of it. It's very, very natural looking. I'm going to put a little bit of this underneath my eyes. And I'm also going to like contour slightly with this, do a little reverse contouring on my nose. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing the light concealer pretty close to my bridge. And then I will go in with a contour powder a little bit later. To blend all that out, I'm taking a little mini brush. This is my JH08 concealer brush, and I'm just going to pat that in. I am gonna powder slightly with my Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. You guys know this is one of my all-time favorite powders. I love a powder that doesn't look like a powder on the skin. It completely disappears, and that's what this does. It sets the makeup. It is so incredibly finely milled. When you put it on your face, it's like it's not even there. So it sets your makeup and it just disappears. It doesn't give you like any type of cakiness. It doesn't dry out your skin, especially if you have a dry skin type. This is amazing. So I'm just taking that on a fluffy brush. This is my dual-ended Hourglass brush. I'm not going to put too much powder because I really like the glow that I have, but I am going to set my under eyes and a little bit in the center of my face just to minimize the glow in those areas, but I'm keeping all of this over here super glowy. So the base is pretty much completely done. I'm loving the way it's looking. So now it is time to add some color to the face. So I'm first gonna go in with this Hoola bronzer from Benefit in Caramel. I've actually never used this one before. I just saw Kathleen Lights use this in one of her most recent videos and it got me very intrigued. So I pulled it out and I'm interested to see what it's gonna look. It's pretty much just like a warmer version of Hoola. So we'll see. I'm gonna take the other end of the powder brush and just go ahead and, whoa, oh my God, I just applied way too much. Okay. I put way too much of this product on the brush. This is a great opportunity for me to actually show you guys how I would fix a situation like this because right now it's looking really, really, really crazy. So what I like to do when I apply too much bronzer and I look freaking crazy is I will just blend and blend and blend. So I'm not getting scared just yet. I'm still just continuing to apply this in all the areas that I normally would, which is on oh my God, I can't take myself seriously, which is on my forehead, my cheekbones, and I'm also gonna put some down my neck. Oh boy. The color is really pretty though, but this is not looking so hot. But I always find it very helpful when I mess up. You guys get to see how I fix it, and then it helps you when you mess up because we all mess up when we do our makeup. It's never like a perfect process. And when it is, it's a very lucky day. To fix any type of blotchiness, you wanna go in with whatever you use to apply your foundation. So in that case, it's this brush over here, and I'm just patting over the area where I wanna sort of like tone down and fix, and it completely erases and just like calms down whatever's going on over there. So on this side, it's really blotchy, like right here. So I'm just running the foundation brush in that area. There's no extra foundation on my brush at all. And it completely just like erase and soften that. Okay, much better. I'm not super into contouring right now, especially like my cheekbones. I've just been bronzing and leaving it at that. But if I am going to contour my nose at all, I will go in with a little bit of a cooler tone powder just because it looks way more natural looking. So I'm just gonna take this powder right here. This is my Dior Backstage contour palette. I really like this little contour shade for contouring if I am gonna do it. I'm gonna pick up some of the powder, very small amount, on this tiny little brush from Zoeva. Yeah, this is the Zoeva 134 Luxe Powder Fusion. And I'm just going to very lightly just powder the sides of my nose. Like I'm literally barely even touching my nose. I sort of just wanna add a little bit of definition there, especially if I'm doing a more full coverage look. I will take this extra step to do this, and I feel like it's worth it. For my blush, I am gonna be taking this little guy from Flower Beauty. It's Peach Primrose, and I'm just going to take that on my JH04. and just pop that right on like the sides of my cheeks. I always like to put my blush sort of in this area rather than right on the apples of my cheeks, just to give my cheeks more of a sculpted look. When you put a blush more towards the center of your cheeks, it's gonna make your face look a little bit rounder, which is also gonna give you a bit more of like a youthful look, which is fine, and I actually do like that sometimes. But when I'm doing more like event makeup, I always wanna look a little bit more fierce, for lack of a better word. For my highlighter, I am gonna be going a little bit more intense. Now is not the time for a natural looking highlighter, but even when I do a highlighter that's a little bit more in your face, I still like to make sure it's going to look, you know, not completely unflattering and too metallic. And for those types of highlighters, I love the Pop Beauty Prismatic Pop highlighters. Today I'm gonna be using the shade Lunar Light. I've actually never used this particular shade, but these are gorgeous. If you want like a blinding type of highlighter, this is just so freaking pretty. So what I like to do is I like to take a little highlighting brush. This is another one of those Zoeva 134s. I love these for highlighting. I'm gonna take a little bit of this. I'm just hitting the very tops of my cheekbones with this. And I'm not even picking up more, and I'm just going in on the other side, because this is such an intense highlighter that if you put too much, it's gonna look too much. And then I'll go in again with my foundation brush and just lightly tap over, just to make sure that it's really like meshed into the skin. It doesn't look like it's just sitting right on top of it. Finally done with the face. We are bronzed, we are glowing, we are full coverage. It's looking really good. I'm now going to move on to the eyes. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit more. My vision for this eye look is bronzed and glowy. I feel like the skin is so bronzed and glowy and pretty that I want to emulate that on the eyes as well. So it's going to be pretty easy, but it's also really going to have an impact. I recently created this little cool toned eyeshadow palette that has really nice cool tone shades in here. So I'm first going to go into the shade Warm Taupe from Anastasia. This is a really nice like cool toned light-ish brown. And on a big fluffy brush, this is my Smith 232. I'm gonna pick up some of this and then just start to sweep it right above my crease. I want this to be somewhat of a smoky eye, so I'm bringing this color not just on the outer corner, all the way towards the inner corner as well. And sort of like flicking it out on that outer corner too. Going into a smaller blending brush, I'm going to take the shade Ash Brown from Anastasia. This is my Morphe JH33. Taking a little bit of this and just gonna start to build this up into my crease. I'm going slightly above my crease as well, because remember, we walk around with our eyes open and not with our eyes closed. So when you're doing your eyeshadow, it's always best to keep your eyes open when you're applying it so you see exactly where the placement is, so that you know exactly what it's gonna look like when you open up your eyes. Going in with an even smaller blending brush, this is my Morphe M506, going back into the same color and just defining that a little bit more. Just like right in that crease. Okay, now it's time for the showstopper. So you could honestly leave it at this, put like a matte shade on the lid if you want to keep this really simple. But if you want to bring this to the next level, I highly recommend putting like a nice little sparkly eyeshadow. I'm gonna be using this guy from Marc Jacobs. It's a sequins eyeshadow in the shade Topaz Flash. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous bronzy shade. There's purple glitter in here as well and some gold glitter. It's really pretty. I'm gonna be putting this basically on like the blank space that I have on my lid. This is my favorite way to just make any look a little bit special, especially for like events and special occasions. It's super, super easy to do. You pop 2 colors in the crease, put this on your lid, and it's gonna look like you spent way more time than you actually did on your eyes, and it's just gonna make your eyes sparkle. So I'm just going to apply this with my finger. I always find these are best applied that way. And I'm just going to pat, not swipe, this all over my lid. Oh my God. So pretty. What I love so much about this color is that it's not a typical bronzy shade. There's flecks of pink in there, of purple, of blue, of gold. There's just so much color. So it just makes it a very, very interesting shade. It's not just like your typical bronzy gold. This is definitely the type of look where you need to work on the lower lash line to really get that full like smoky effect. So I'm going to go into the same shade that I applied in my crease, Ash Brown from Anastasia. And I'm just going to take the same 506 brush and sweep that on my lower lash line. This look is so easy. You need 3 eyeshadows. You need 2 colors for the crease, something to blend out, something for inside the actual crease, and then just like a sparkly top coat, and you have the most beautiful look. For my inner corners, I'm gonna take Blanc from Anastasia. This is just a matte, like creamy white shade. And on a flat shader brush, I'm just going to pop that in the inner corner and on the brow bone. I'm not putting a shimmery shade there because I sort of want to keep the shimmer only on the eyelid. Sometimes when you have too much shimmer, it could just be like shimmer overload. And you want to keep the focus in one area, not everywhere. I'm also going to put a little bit of that right underneath my brow bone. I just spilled coffee on my shirt, so if you're wondering why I'm suddenly wearing a different top, that's why. For my mascara today, I'm going to be using, as always, my Hourglass Caution. You guys know I'm obsessed with this mascara. It's pretty much one of the only mascaras that I use. It is the most waterproof, long-lasting mascara that I own. It is the mascara that I wear every single day because of that reason. It just does not go anywhere. So I'm just going to apply this to my upper as well as my lower lashes. It also makes my lashes look good, obviously, so it's a great all-in-one. For my brows, just gonna do my current brow routine, which is using 2 brow gels and no powder or pencil. It's what I've been loving lately. It's also so low maintenance, which I love for me, especially for my brows. So I'm first going in with my Anastasia Dip Brow Brow Gel in the shade Medium Brown. And I just brush this only towards like the mid and ends of my brows. And this does a really great job of defining everything and sort of like filling it in without actually having to fill it in. So once I have that down, I go in with my clear brow gel from Benefit, my favorite. This is the Ready Set Brow. And I just pretty much go towards the front of my brow and just brush everything up. All right, so I'm going to line my lips first with my Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. You guys know I love this one. I'm also not overlining. I'm really just following my lip line. I find that this is like the perfect shadow type of color. It's a very natural lip liner. And now I'm just taking my finger just to like blend that liner so that's not harsh. Now I'm going to just pop on some gloss. I'm gonna take one of my favorites, my Bite Beauty lip gloss in the shade Flat White. It's perfect nude gloss. So that is it. We are all done. So guys, that's it for the tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to let me know all of your thoughts down below on this look and just all the products that I used today. Once again, thank you so much to Hourglass for sponsoring a portion of today's video. And thank you guys so much for all of your support. As always, of course, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you are not subscribed already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.